Welcome to the Explainer. All right, let's talk about those huge, kind of scary financial decisions. The ones that keep you up at night. What if the key to tackling them with real confidence was a tool that's probably already on your computer? We're going to see how a simple spreadsheet can basically become your financial crystal ball. So, do you lease that car or do you buy it? And what about that job offer? Sure, the salary is higher, but it's in a city with a crazy cost of living. Is it really a better deal? These are massive questions, and a lot of the time it feels like you're just guessing. But there's a much better way to decide than just, going with your gut. You've probably heard that old saying, accounting is the language of business. But you know what? I think it's way bigger than that. It's really the language of life. Every single one of these major financial choices speaks this language. And while most of us aren't exactly fluent, the good news is we don't have to be. We just need a good translator. Okay, so let's start by learning to speak just a little bit of that language. Now, this is not about becoming a CPA overnight, don't worry. It's just about getting a handle on a few key ideas that put you in control of your financial story. And here is the secret weapon. You don't need some fancy degree to get fluent in this stuff. You just need that translator we talked about. And it's a tool you almost definitely have right now. Yep, Microsoft Excel. This is the key that unlocks the numbers behind these big life decisions. So, before you can start planning for the future, you have to know exactly where you stand today. And that's what we're going to do first. We're going to use Excel to create what I like to call a financial X-ray. Just one clear picture of your financial health right now. And the foundation for this whole thing, this X-ray, is the accounting equation. It looks super simple, I know, but it is incredibly powerful. All it says is that everything you own, your assets, has to equal everything you owe, your liabilities, plus what's left over for you. That's your equity. It's the one rule that always has to balance. And this is where it gets real. In one column, you just list out your assets, your car, your savings account, whatever. In the next column, list your liabilities, that car loan, student debt. You just subtract what you owe from what you own, and that number that's left, that's your personal net worth. That simple little table is your financial truth. It's that clear, honest snapshot we were talking about. All right, so once you have that picture of today, it's time for the fun part. It's time to look into the future. And this is where Excel stops being an X-ray machine and turns into more of a financial crystal ball. This superpower all comes down to one core concept: the time value of money. It's actually a pretty simple idea. A dollar you have today is worth more than a dollar you get tomorrow. Why? Because you can invest today's dollar and it can start earning a return. The best part is you don't have to do any of the hard math. Excel has these functions built right in that do it all for you. So how does this actually work? Let's take a super common question. If I invest $5,000 today, what's it going to be worth in, say, 10 years? To figure that out, we use Excel's future value function. It's just called FV, and it all starts with giving it a few key pieces of information. So here are the magic ingredients. First, you've got the rate, which is just your expected interest rate. Next is NPER, that's the number of periods, so for us, that's 10 years. And finally, PV, the present value, which is the $5,000 we're starting with. We're going to keep any extra payments, or PMT, at 0 for this one, just to keep it simple. You plug those numbers into the function, hit enter, and boom. Just like that. If we assume a pretty standard 7% annual return, your $5,000 becomes almost $10,000 in a decade. No guesswork, no complicated calculators, just a clear answer. That is the power of this thing. And get this, it's not just for looking into the future. You can work backward too. With the PMT function, you can figure out the exact monthly payment for that car loan you're looking at. With the rate function, you can figure out the true interest rate an offer is giving you. Excel puts all of this insight right at your fingertips. Now, as powerful as Excel is, it's really important to be clear about what it's for. It's an amazing tool for analysis, but it is not a complete accounting system. And knowing that difference is the key to using it the right way. Think of it like this. Excel is your lab. It's your playground for answering all those what-if questions, for forecasting different futures, and for making charts that actually make sense. But for the day-to-day grind, tracking every single transaction or getting reports ready for taxes, you really need a dedicated system, something like QuickBooks. They're not competitors, they're partners. Okay, so we have covered a lot of ground pretty quickly here. Let's boil it all down to the most important things you can start using today. Here's your smart takeaway. First, remember, accounting isn't just some boring business thing. It's the language of your life. Second, that simple accounting equation, that is your personal financial X-ray. Third, those Excel functions like FV and PMT, they are your crystal ball for looking into the future. And finally, use the right tool for the right job. Excel for powerful analysis and accounting software for the daily bookkeeping. When you get right down to it, your finances tell a story. It's a story about your past choices and your goals for the future. The things we've talked about today, well, that's just the grammar of that story. So the only real question left is, now that you know the language, what story are you going to write?